Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, made all of us pull out our little detective hats as we tried to solve the intriguing whodunit. Billionaire Miles Braun gave us a tour of his literal glass onion, and we spotted none other than the Mona Lisa painting. Sadly, the whole place gets blazed by the end, and the most famous painting in the world burns to ashes. In this video, let's explore how the film crew made that happen. First of all, how did the Louvre allow the painting to be destroyed? Judging by how that ending went, the Alpha co-founder will be known as the idiot that destroyed the Mona Lisa. It wasn't long before viewers were surprised to see Leonardo da Vinci's painting just chilling there, but Miles' most prized possession had to be protected with an override, given the fact that an idiotic billionaire owns it. He explained to his friends that it's secure in a protective case. Its safeguard gets triggered at the slightest sound, even if it's your mobile's notification bell. The epic climax of the film shook us to the core as we watched the painting worth billions burn away. So how did the Louvre allow that? How did the film crew get the heart to plan its destruction? Well, you might be wearing clown makeup because the Mona Lisa in the mystery movie was fake. It wasn't the original painting. Director Rian Johnson revealed the news to Empire's Spoiler Special podcast. He explained that a talented local Belgrade artist, James Gemmell, recreated the iconic painting for the stunt, and it was insane to have the extraordinary artwork on set. What's more, he found out that if someone recreates famous artwork to be featured in a film, they have to destroy them when they're done filming. And that's not all. You have to record yourself burning the canvas due to legal obligations. So that's how they pulled off burning the Mona Lisa to ashes. Now, why did he include the famous painting? The 49-year-old director wanted the painting to be in the movie because it was a sacred cow, and he knew that audiences would be in awe of it. According to Miles, the painting is alone because France needed the money since the Louvre wasn't open due to the pandemic. It added to the film's themes of superficial billionaires and their fantasy of a legacy. He proved his stupidity when he thought the painting's significance was Leonardo's invention of the brushstroke technique, which leaves no lines. As for the owner of the painting, his ego is over the top, which makes him think he's an entitled superhero. The man thinks he's Tony Stark, except that Tony saved the world, so for him, the painting is a symbol of legacy. It's the prop expressing his desire to go down in history as the world's greatest inventor. During the movie, he constantly mentions that he wants to be remembered in the same breath as the Mona Lisa. Leonardo carried on his legacy with his artistic talent, but this guy, he just finds meaning in what he owns. Like in his first scene, Miles is playing Paul McCartney's guitar, but then he carelessly throws it on the beach. So horrifying. The painting ties back to the movie's theme and mystery, Miles' obsession with owning stuff and getting titles. Next up, the inspiration behind the destruction. The Looper filmmaker revealed that Daniel was a bit nervous about killing the puppy by upsetting people while they ruined the Mona Lisa. He was wondering if people would criticize them, but people are into it because it's famous for being famous. Nobody's connected to the masterpiece. The ending was full of chaos. Miles watched Helen smash several glass sculptures and ultimately set the gorgeous Greek mansion on fire. Lastly, she turns to his pride and joy and gets to the override to disable the painting's security before Miles could. She uses the perfectly safe hydrogen fuel and barbecues the artwork. Ryan recalled how the 1997 Bean movie featured Mr. Bean unintentionally sneezing on the Whistler's mother painting and destroying it even more when he tries to fix his mistake. The scene went down as one of the funniest in the history of cinema, so obviously, the Glass Onion team would have gotten away with ruining the Mona Lisa. Next up, Ryan spills details about an unused post-credit scene. So just in case audiences got unhappy watching the Louvre's most valuable painting getting destroyed, they filmed a post-credit scene. The director revealed to the Spoiler Special podcast that they shot a piece with Southern detective Benoit Blanc speaking French on the phone, getting a little affirmation of "Ah, oui, oui, merci." Then the scene would cut back to an office in the Louvre where the real Mona Lisa lives. Viewers would see security guards saying they had to return to work. They decided to scrap the scene because they preferred that the painting gets destroyed at the end of the movie. Let's learn more about all the valuable paintings seen in the Glass Onion. The titular Glass Onion is home to several expensive artworks. The Knives Out writer-director also added that the collection of paintings reflected the Alpha CEO's lack of self-awareness. Miles also owns Mark Rothko's 1961 piece, number 207. However, he does the artwork no justice because it's seen hanging upside down. The painting was deliberately hung upside down to depict the tech freak's superficial admiration for art. At one point in the film, Benoit references Matisse's Icarus Plate 8. I can handle the Matisse in the bathroom. We also spotted Picasso's Still Life with Stone, 1924, Hockney's Nichols Canyon, 1980, and Mondrian's Composition No. 2 with Red and Blue, 1929, and Basquiat's In This Case, 1983, in the Billionaire's collection. Moving on, Ryan finally discussed the biggest cameo in Glass Onion. If you blinked, you missed the biggest cameo in Glass Onion. Hugh Grant popped up real quick in the 2-hour and 19-minute movie, and Finally, the Academy Award-nominated director broke his silence to discuss the matter. When you meet Benoit in his introduction scene, he's playing Among Us, enjoying his little bath, and then his partner calls out that there's someone at the door for him. You think his partner takes his box, but you can see Hugh briefly when the film takes you through a flashback sequence, and you uncover what happened when he answered the door. It was a real shocker, so you're probably wondering who he is playing. Finally, Rian has revealed that Hugh's name in the movie is Philip, and the two are a couple. He's also a lovely baker. We see him wearing an apron, and according to the director, he's attempting to make sourdough bread. He chose the veteran British actor to be in the movie because he was wondering who'd give him the most joy to see Benoit Blanc with, and the answer was Grant. Rian recalled that it was a joy to have him pop in on set just for a day to film that disconnected scene. The actor also had faith that they'd include it in the movie. Next, what did Hugh say about the cameo? He talked about his Blink and You'll Miss It cameo in an interview with Collider. The 62-year-old boasted about being married to James Bond. He wondered why they wanted him to do the lightning-quick scene. He agreed to play the part because he thought Knives Out was brilliant, and he decided to visit the set for a few hours. Coming up, here are the celebrity cameos you might have missed. We've got a star-studded cast like Daniel Craig, Edward Norton, and Kathryn Hahn, to name a few. But did you notice some fun cameos from famous celebs? They were so quick that if you blinked, you missed it. In the very beginning, we saw Benoit in the bath, and he was playing Among Us with 4 buddies. The game facilitated the inclusion of the pandemic in the movie, so if you looked closely at the players in his emergency meeting, his friends weren't ordinary people. It included the legend Angela Lansbury, composer Stephen Sondheim, basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and actress Natasha Lyonne. Sadly, Lansbury and Sondheim died before the film's release, so the film is dedicated to them. The next cameo comes from none other than tennis icon Serena Williams. Miles could own the Mona Lisa, so why couldn't he have the tennis player coach him as his virtual personal trainer? We see her on a device mounted to the wall. She looks like a picture on the wall until she pushes Benoit to work out. Let's look at some more cameos. Next, cellist Yo-Yo Ma appears as a guest at a wild shishi party at the very beginning. Thanks to his musical knowledge, he assists Kate Hudson's character Birdie to figure out the musical notes in the puzzle box Miles sent. Do you remember the bong sound from Miles' clock every hour during the movie? It's the voice of actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He isn't seen in the movie, but he voices the bong in the movie. Lastly, we have one of the veteran actors in an odd scene. Ethan Hawke is one of the billionaire's employees. He meets the main cast before they embark on their journey via a boat to squirt a weird device into all the guests' mouths. When Benoit questions what the device is, he just explains that it'll let them live mask-free on the island. The movie wasn't shy of acknowledging the COVID-19 pandemic in its plot, but thanks to Ethan's strange device, the plot moved away from constantly mentioning the pandemic precautions. Wrapping it up, the Beatles are a major part behind the film's title. We got to see the glass onion in the film. A giant glass dome was sitting atop the Alpha CEO's Greek mansion. But if you're a Beatles fan, we know you already knew the title is from their 1968 psychedelic rock song. The man who penned the film revealed that he wanted the movie's title to be related to glass. Later, he told Deadline that he opened his phone's music app and ran a search for the word glass, and there came the Beatles' Glass Onion track from their album, White Album. But to Ryan's surprise, nobody who read the script knew that it was a Beatles song. He said he was inspired by it, and if you tuned into the movie till the closing credits, you'll hear the song playing. The film also includes another Beatles reference. When the party arrives on the island, Miles tries to play their track Blackbird on a guitar, supposedly Paul McCartney's. That's a wrap for this video. Were you shocked to see the Mona Lisa stunt? Let us know in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next video.